it's really nothing to be intimidated by.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, there's people who have been golfing for 20 years who are terrible golfers.
That's what I always say too. I'm like, you can't be scared.
Golfers.
Yeah.
So if you're brand new and awful, you're better than they are because they've been golfing 20 years and are awful.
That is facts.
So come on in. Why not?
Exactly.
You know?
Angie, welcome
Thank
to
you.
the party. I'm so excited to have you.
Hi, honey. Good to see you.
It's so good to see you.
I'm so happy for you, number one.
Oh, thank you.
And happy to be here, number two.
I appreciate that. When you texted me saying that you were going to be in LA and that you had some time, I can't even tell you like how quick I jumped up because I just didn't know if we were ever going to be able to make this happen, let alone in person.
I know, because everybody always says like, yeah, we should do it. We should.
Exactly.
And then it never happens.
And we're always like this.
Yeah.
Like you're in New York, and so this means the world to me.
Oh, thank
I
you,
appreciate
honey.
you. So
Thank you.
I begin every pod with a little bit of foreplay, and we got a little game for you.
Oh,
are you ready?
yes.
Okay, your game is called One's Gotta Go.
I love a game.
You love a game?
Okay.
So I'm gonna
One's
name
gotta
you,
go.
One's gotta go. So I'm gonna give you 4 different like names, places, scenarios, and you're gonna tell me which one's
Gotta
go. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
First one. Power 105, Hot 97, the studio, or the golf course. One's gotta go.
The studio.
Really? That one's gonna go?
You mean like a recording studio?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, because I don't spend a lot of time at a recording studio, so it's okay. I have too much respect for Hot 97 because they raised me and I grew up
Absolutely.
there. Power is where is my family is where I work now, and so we don't want that to go.
And the golf course
can never go.
That's right.
Because
We'll talk about it.
it's my happy place. And then, yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. You're going out. Mary J. Blige, Ja Rule, Jay-Z, Alicia Keys.
One has to go?
I know.
Good Lord. This is tricky.
We're not hurting
I'm
any
going to say
feelings.
Jay.
Jay?
Because
okay.
I don't think Jay wants to be there anyway.
Jay-Z doesn't want to be there. That's
Jay,
fine.
I think
That's
Jay,
fine.
he doesn't want to get in an Uber.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to
That's
want his
true.
own car. He's not going to be like, Ja is just a fun guy. So
Ja
he's going
is
to be
a fun guy.
Mary's my sister. I can't ever kick her out of any car.
That's fact.
And I love Alicia. I mean, I love Jay too, but if somebody has to go, he's probably the most comfortable sitting the Uber out. So I'm going to say Jay got to go.
That's fair. Okay. Dream foursome. You got to take one out.
Uh-huh.
Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, Michael Jordan, Barack Obama. Someone's got to go.
I can't kick the only girl out of the crew. I can't
Yeah,
kick
no
Serena
chance.
out. Even though I would kick Serena out because I don't think she's like a golfer. Like, does she golf?
Just very lightly, like on the range.
She gotta
kinda
go
thing.
then. She gotta
Okay.
go. I love
All
you,
right.
Serena. If we were playing tennis, you'd be the last one I would kick out.
That's fact.
But for golf, I hear Barack Obama's a lot of fun to play with.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods are like on the dream foursome. So
Yeah.
I can't kick them out.
Okay.
Sorry, girl.
Okay. Last one. All right. One's got to go. Being known as the voice of New York,
Mm-hmm.
your rap album, your Obama moment, or your memoir. One's got to go.
Jeez.
I know I didn't make this easy.
As much as I loved my Obama moment, and it meant so much to me,
Mm-hmm.
I think the other moments kind of define me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
also, they define my relationship with the people that I support and
Yeah.
the people that support me. And I don't know, it's just the connection with my audience and the connection with people who've been following my career for a long time.
Yeah.
So to lose one of those three would be like losing a
would be
piece of
wild.
that, right? Whereas the Obama thing it was great and it was really cool, but
was
great
more like
moment.
one
It doesn't really
moment.
define my career, you
Got
know?
you.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the game. I'm sorry. I made
That was pretty
real.
good.
I made that,
was
pretty
really
hard.
good. That was really hard. Jeez.
I made that hard. So, Angie, you and I actually officially met, I think, at DJ Khaled's event.
We did.
We did. I was already a fan, but then I learned how much of a real one you were. I don't even know if you remember this, but we were on the range, all right? That's when I officially met you. We took a photo. We had a great time.
I remember that.
It was a packed range, right? We have D. Wade. We have all these celebrities. We had Khaled himself, and there's no place for us to hit. And you pushed D. Wade aside, and you pushed these guys aside, and you said, my girl has to hit. And you had just met me.
Oh.
And you cleared up a bay for me to hit, and then you and I started switching spots and hitting, and I was
Yeah.
like, Angie's a real one.
Oh,
That's a real. I wouldn't have the courage to do that.
That's golf love. That's golf love. That's
And
how you show golf love. Well, the thing is, I know a lot of those guys, so it was easy. But also, like, sometimes, there's a lot of guys, and sometimes they don't always make way.
For sure.
And so, I have no problem tapping somebody on the shoulder.
I appreciate that. I mean, it's very clear that Angie is in her golf girl era right now.
So much
You're
so.
so much so.
Yes.
You're watching the Masters. You went to the TGL event. You're going to a ton of celebrity golf events, golf-adjacent events. How did you even get into golf?
Close to 3 years ago, my girlfriend Sheila. Not that long.
Not that long.
No, it was quick. It's one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't find it earlier.
Oh.
And I, especially during COVID, I really wish I would have been golfing during COVID.
Yeah.
I lived 3 minutes from a course. I would have spent so much time during COVID doing that and getting better because it takes so long to get better. That would have been a really just great opportunity to spend a lot of time golfing, but whatever. So I found it when I found it, which was about 3 years ago. My girlfriend Sheila was a member of the club and invited me. I was like, I don't golf. Who golfs? I don't golf. I didn't know nothing about golf. That's the thing that pisses me off. I don't feel like, and it's one of the reasons I love taking people out for the first time. Like, I'm not a professional golfer. My handicap is still in the, terrible. But I love it so much in that I just want other people to have that experience, and to see what the game is about. So I often take first timers out, which can be frustrating because when you want to golf, it's not the fun thing to do.
Right.
But I do enjoy every now and then just taking people out for the first time and just kind of showing them the lay of the land, letting them know the etiquette of how to play and just the basics to see if it sparks something in people. Because for me, if somebody didn't do that for me, I still wouldn't have found it.
Right.
And so I went, I told my girlfriend, I don't golf. She said, nobody's good. Don't worry. We go, we have drinks on the cart. We play good music. I got a great playlist. It'll be fun. And so I said, okay, I went. Of course, I was terrible, as you always are at the beginning, but we had fun. And then I took a lesson. I made some decent contact in that lesson. And I don't know. I thought, wait a minute. Once you hit one good shot, you're like, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. I can figure this out. And what I love about golf, there's always something to learn.
Yes.
At whatever level you are on, there is always something to learn and to tweak. And so once I started understanding that, that's where it started becoming, I don't know, super interesting to me.
Yeah.
Also, I had a really bad accident 5 years ago and broke my back.
I did see that. Yeah.
I literally have a cage in my spine holding my L, because where my L1 used to be. The thought about being able to walk again was really great.
Right.
But something about golfing, the fact that I was golfing, just made me feel like I defeated I really, I came out on the other side of something and was able to do something really cool like golf, right?
Yeah.
And so then once I just started understanding the game and understanding that I was going to be bad for a long time and that was going to be okay. But I don't know, I just have so much fun. I love it.
I love that you love it. And golf is actually one of the best sports when it comes to rehab anyways. Look at all the retired athletes that now get into golf. They're so obsessed because one, you can never perfect it, just like you said. And two, it's just a great sport that's not so hard on your body, but it's just challenging enough and gets you out there and gets you moving.
For sure.
All the right reasons
Girl,
that you're
I get 10,000 steps every time I play 18 holes.
Oh, you walk?
Even in a cart. No, even when I take my cart, I get 10,000 steps.
That's
I guess
amazing.
just from walking back
to the ball,
back to the cart, back to the ball again. I don't know how, but every time I do, I get 10,000 steps out there. So I do a lot of walking. And sometimes I walk, pending the weather. I'm very the weather has to be perfect for me to walk.
I get it. I'm a fair weather golfer too. See, you get your steps in, even if you're
in the cart.
Karting,
yes, even
you
if you're
still get your steps.
Yeah.
And so I saw that you were following the Masters just on TV, though.
Yes.
Was that the first time you actually followed golf on TV?
I've seen it here and there, especially, in the Tiger era. I watched Tiger like everybody else did, but I didn't have an understanding of the game, and I didn't really understand. I understood culturally that it was important that he was representing this game, that we didn't really see, much diversity, and it was, so we were all like, "Go Tiger!"
Yeah.
I didn't understand the game
to be able
to appreciate how brilliant he was.
Right.
Now, when I understand the game and I'm watching it through different eyes, I'm like, this is amazing. amazing. Oh my God. Like I couldn't peel myself from the TV. It's funny because I think it was day 2, I was playing. I was in Miami and I was out playing golf and I had it on my phone with the magnet on the cart and I'm watching the Masters while I'm out on the course like a crazy lady.
So you're into it. You're hooked now.
Oh no, I'm so hooked. I love it so much. And people always ask me all the time, like, what is it about golf that you love so much? There's a couple of things. Number one, I think it's one of the only things I do that I'm not multitasking. Right? We're always like on the phone doing this. You can't do that when you're golfing.
You have to be present.
There's no Zooms. There's no phone calls. You can't multitask.
Yeah.
And people who do drive me crazy. Like if I bring somebody out and they're like trying to do different things, it drives me like, get out of here.
Sure.
So that's number one. Also just the aesthetically, like being outside on the green, the grass. And it's just, I don't know, it just feels good to be out there. And I think there's like a fine line between how meticulous you have to be.
Very much.
But also you have to be free and calm and your body has to be relaxed. So there's like it's a weird kind of
blend
thing that you're always trying to chase. Like you're in your head, but you don't want to be too much in your head. You want to remember what to do with it, but you don't want to think about it too much. Like there's just always something mentally to figure out. And to me, that's so much fun.
It's the art of it. What's so funny is like you actually only have like 3 seconds to execute a shot.
Is that right? Tell me all the things I can learn from you.
You only have 2 to 3 seconds to hit a shot. And it's so funny that like I'm like, okay, what's your swing thought? And people are like, oh, I got like 10 different swing thoughts. I'm like,
you can't.
You can only think of one.
What do you think?
For me, it's just I tell myself to stay connected because it's very easy to let your arms do one thing and then your body's doing something else and then your lower body's doing something else. I like to feel like everything is just like one piece. I like my hands are always in front of my chest and then I just stay connected. And when I do that, I feel like, okay, I'm stringing together solid shots. Like that's what matters to me. What are you thinking of?
Yeah, I don't think I'm there yet because I don't because I don't have all the pieces right.
Sure.
You have all the pieces are so ingrained in you that you could just stay together.
Yeah.
Me staying together is like, what? It's like there's no art to that yet for me. So for me, I don't know. I have too many voices in my head now.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm still trying to take those down.
Narrow it down, yeah.
I'm trying to be less handsy and less arms.
That's a good point.
Like less. So I always, especially with my woods, for some reason, I tend to want to control because they're, I guess, a bigger club. I don't know. I tend to want to like put my arms in them, and so I always try to keep my arms loose. I'm always like, don't be armsy. Don't be handsy. I'm telling myself those things. I do that.
When you're actively working on your game, I will say like your swing thought will probably change day by day. But when you find a swing thought that sticks, like keep that one for a good moment. Yeah, you want to ingrain the swing that you have.
But isn't it different for every club? In every situation?
It shouldn't be for every club. Every club, it's the same swing, but it will be different, let's say, with chipping, putting, and then full swinging. But generally, when you're hitting the ball from your sand wedge full swing to a driver full swing, should be the same. You don't make it too complicated. Like at the end of the day, the goal is just get the ball in the hole, least amount of shots.
I have a different thought for every club.
Okay, that's maybe the problem that we're going to address at some point. I'll help you with that. I'll help you with that. But that's
like when I'm putting, I'm thinking I tend to go too fast, so my pace. So I'm always telling myself to pull it back slow.
Okay,
like to easy and slow. Just back easy and slow, and then I come through, and that's always better. So that's the thing I tell myself.
That's a good one for putting for sure.
For chipping, I'm always reminding myself to be a pelican and to be on my front leg.
Okay, I have never heard that before, but I like it.
That I remember
you're leaning forward.
My weight,
I like
my weight to the front.
Okay,
this is my pelican thoughts. What else for the irons? I'm always trying to remember like a clock.
Yes, the clock is going to be something that you want to just remember throughout your entire game. It's a very important part.
My driver's pretty consistent.
A driver's always everyone's favorite club too.
It's the most natural to me. I don't have to think too much about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I tell myself there. It's just kind of like stay calm and remember to use my core. I have to remember that.
For sure.
That's really it.
What's been your favorite golf event or golf adjacent event that you've attended now that you're like invited to all the golf happenings?
Girl, there's been so many great ones.
You're flying for golf now. You're now on a golf circuit.
My husband swears I was inducted into the golf Illuminati. He's like, you're in the golf Illuminati. I'm like, no, I'm not. Because I've been invited to some really cool experiences. Like I went with Kith. Kith did a collab with TaylorMade and they did a big event in Pebble Beach. I went to the Pebble Beach event with them, which was amazing. Mm-hmm. Also, Malbon took me to Whistling Straits. They did the Arsham collab.
Yeah.
With Kohler and Malbon and
that's a good course.
I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah.
The whole Malbon family.
Yeah.
Steven, Erica, the kids.
the kids too.
I golfed with their son Remy in Wisconsin.
Too.
He's really good, and he's fun to play with.
Yeah.
He's not good where he's like, I don't know, uptight. He's like fun.
Yeah.
He's still a kid. He's fun. We were like playing for Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. We're like, if you get this, you get the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Like, he's a great kid, and he's super like talented. He's going to be a great golfer, clearly.
For sure.
Is already. And then some of the other events, like the celebrity events, Khaled's and Derek Jeter's and CeCe Sabathia's.
Tons of events that you're going to, basically.
It's pretty fun, right?
It's a lot of, I mean, that's what I do.
I can only imagine some that you've been to.
Yes. So because of all the events and everything you're doing, and you're in your golf career, I do have a few gifts for you. And
oh my God, did you bring me something from the Masters? Because I know you were at the Masters.
Listen, so I don't know if you know this, but you can only get Masters merch on site. Anything that you see online is not real. You can only buy it there. So I got a couple things for you.
Oh my
God. So because you were watching the Masters, and I know you haven't attended yet, we got you your very own Masters 2025 hat. Yes, that's right.
This is so cute.
Yes, and that's not just it. So, fun fact, I am actually launching a woman's golf wear line very soon. It's called All In, like All In. And I wanted to give you one of my very first pieces because my girl Angie is now in her golf girl era.
God, that's so cute.
And so now you get to rock this whenever you're just chilling.
You're
about to golf. You're hanging out. Yes.
Oh my God, this is so great. I would have, if I didn't know you and I saw this online, I would have bought this. That's how cute it is.
That means a lot to me, but don't worry.
That's how cute it is.
You'll be getting all the drops.
Thank you, baby. Congrats, by the way. I love that for you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you need a line for sure.
It's about time.
Golf girl era is amazing.
You are in it.
You're
so absolutely obsessed.
Do you think it's too much? Like, am I a little crazy person?
No, because anyone I know that catches a golf bug, like, you just get it. And like, look at the people that you meet along the way. Like,
it's so great.
Look at like the business that you make too. Like, I think it's so advantageous for women to get into the game because it's still like not as common, and like you just stand out so much more. Like, you're probably getting triple the invites because
there's not a lot of girls.
There's not a lot of girls, and you're in it. Yeah. So it's exciting.
And all the women that I have met along the way have been pretty great. And super.
That's good.
Have you had that experience?
Yeah. I mean, I'm in it, right? Like, I'm sure like you have your people that you grew in it with, like radio and hosting and stuff.
Yes.
There's people that you get along more with. There's some that you just know to just be acquaintances with, and then there's your besties. Like, I grew up in it like since I was 3.
Wow.
You know, so like it's been a long time, but for the most part,
you had like a little 3-year-old club.
Oh yeah. There was no such thing at the time, but like my dad cut a club and sawed it and put tape for a grip, and that's how I began.
Wow.
But now anyone that begins, you actually can find 3-year-old clubs.
You can.
So anyways, okay, so I want to transition from golf and now into just like you and your career. Like you said, we can't assume everyone knows who Angie Martinez is, but if you don't know who she is, you should, and probably they're too young for you, bro, if you don't know who Angie is, because literally the voice of New York. I've been told that you're also like the Oprah of hip hop, and I think that's so cool.
It's cute, right?
Yeah, it's so cute. I mean, you've accomplished so much. Emmy nomination, like we said, you opened up for President Obama, best-selling author, Hall of Famer in radio. Like, at what point did you realize, like, no, I love radio. Like, I love talking. I love using my voice.
You know, for me, it wasn't never that I loved radio at the beginning. It was more like I loved the music and I loved the culture. And then radio happened to be the outlet for that. And we created this kind of station and this moment in time. And so I kind of grew into it. But to me, it's just the outlet. It's the connector. It's really about connecting with people and having conversations. I have a podcast also. I don't feel that there's a difference really much between radio and podcasts, except in your podcast, you may, like my podcast is more of, on radio, we talk about what's current and trending and music. My podcast is called In Real Life, and we do more of a deep dive into the things that kind of move us in real life, the things that change us and shift us, and you know, our biggest lessons in life. Sometimes sad, sometimes happy, sometimes, it gets a little deeper. Yeah. And the conversations are a little more evolved. And so it's really just about connecting with people. And that's really what my career has been rooted in.
Like, you talk about connecting, right? But like, in watching a lot of your interviews and everything, I don't think there's really many people that do it like you, because a lot of people become a lot more vulnerable. They just open up to you. And I feel like there's like a level of trust. When did you realize that you had that skill? I don't believe it's taught.
Or self-taught after a long time, being in it a long time. I think it's not that complicated. It's just like treating people with respect. And I think I started my career before social media, before clicks mattered, or there was no clickbait or anything like that. So my entry point, the intention was different. And so you wind up operating from a place of chasing that versus chasing an amazing conversation or chasing to really get to know somebody. Or like what is your entry point? Like what are you trying to get? And I think conversation gets jaded and gets messy because of what people's intentions are. And I understand it's just that the world we live in now. So, but I came in at a different time, so I have a different kind of viewpoint on it. And I really enjoy getting to know people and also giving them a chance to kind of tell their story in a safe way. Yeah. I mean, I try. Listen, I'm competing also, though. So I'm not saying I want to not do well. I still like to do well, and I like to do numbers, and I like to offer things that are valuable to people.
Right.
And so I try to do it that way. I try to offer something of value and be successful that way versus let me find something that's shocking or let me get this thing out of them. Let me trick them into answering this question so I could get, you know what I mean? Because that's like the fast food. You get that, you get the quick hit, then what? And then, then what?
Yeah, no relationship is made either that way, too.
So I play the long game. And it's also, it's more fun that way and it's easier to sleep at night.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So like, I mentioned before like how you've been able to garner so much trust within the hip hop community and your people. Like you're one of the most trusted voices in hip hop, in my opinion. I'm sure other people can agree.
Thank you, yeah.
Like, do you feel like there was a moment in your career that allowed that to happen? Or do you feel like it was more just like a slow growth of like, oh, I trust Angie. I can tell her more, or I feel good with her?
I think it was a slow growth for sure. Any relationship is a slow growth, right? You have to earn people's trust. People have to get to know you. So I think that happened. And I think there's definitely people that grew up with me and I grew up with them. And I think people know my character. And trust me, I'm not always perfect. I've done things that I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Or why did I say that? Or I should have never asked them that or something. Yeah. Things have happened in my career that aren't perfect. But I think people know my character and they know my intentions. And I think, that has worked well for me.
So I feel like a big moment, in my opinion, for you was the Tupac interview. I feel like the way you handled that really allowed artists to trust you, that you would not just like sell out. Like you were just going to protect the artists and make sure that you were protecting the community, really. I don't want to stay too long on this topic, but I would like to hear from your point of view.
I can't ever talk about this topic because people are very sensitive about it, and there's people that don't understand and think I'm hiding something that's which is not the truth. Was not the case. It is what it is. It was a moment in time, and I made a decision that I thought was the right one, and I still stand today that I believe it was the right one. Absolutely. And luckily, I didn't. For those that don't know, there was an interview a long time ago, and in the middle of a heated time in hip hop, and I chose to not air it in its entirety to do the right thing. Luckily for me, I had words with Tupac after. And he was okay with it, and he gave me a big hug, and he was like, I get it. And so that's really kind of all I ever needed to know that I was good and it was fine. And it definitely helped define like who I was going to be within the culture and on the radio. And so definitely a pivotal moment for me, for sure.
I love that. All right, now we're going to bring it back into golf.
Please. So I love golf. I could talk about golf all day.
I know you can talk about golf all day. So does it like surprise people how into golf you are?
Yeah, all the time. Until I start. Every time. The past 2 interviews, who did I just interview? I just interviewed Wiz Khalifa. Golf came up. He said he just tried it. He really liked it, but he's going on tour. He said, when I get back, I want to try again.
Yes.
So I said, I'll take you if you want. Neo, I just interviewed Neo. It came up again because he just started golfing about 9 months ago.
I love that they're all starting.
And people are in. There's a thing happening.
It's good.
And then just now when I was at the hotel, I had just went to the range because I had to practice because I'm playing in my first match next week, which I'll tell you about that.
Oh, okay.
I need some tips, by the way.
I got you.
But the reason I'm doing it, number one, I don't feel like I'm good enough yet to be in a match.
Okay.
I could play well, but I don't know that I'm ready for a match. But I think there's something about putting yourself in a position to train yourself to be okay being uncomfortable in a match situation.
Yeah.
And it's funny, when I was coming here, I was thinking about this thought because I play at the Derek Jeter tournaments every year, and everybody, all the athletes are all there, the celebrities, all the people. Derek's there, they're all there. So I go up, my little turn, Natalie Gulbis is there. Professional professional golfers are there. She goes there, and everybody's going. So I go. I slice it. It goes off into the tree. And I was so mad because I just knew that I was going to kill it because all day I've been hitting that shot really well.
Yeah.
And I turned around to Derek. I said, I could make that shot. And he goes, yeah, Angie, we can all make that shot. We can all make the shot. It's just, can you make it right now in front of all these under the pressure in front of all these people?
That's a good point.
And I don't know, something about that made me understand golf more. Like, oh, we can all do it.
Yeah.
We can all make an amazing putt. We can all hit a perfect drive.
Yes.
But can you do it all the time consistently? And can you do it in those moments?
Under pressure,
right?
Yeah.
And so that's when I kind of, something clicked to me. It's like, I want to put myself in pressure situations so I could almost get past that hurdle.
Yeah, I know. I completely understand that. I mean, I've been playing golf all my life, and it doesn't matter, how big the crowd is or what the event is. I will always be nervous on the first tee. And like when I was always, but mine is like more of an excited kind of nervous. It's not like a fearful. There was a point in my career when I was playing professionally, it was scary. But now I'm like, okay, I'm going to show everyone here that I'm going to hit it down the fairway. Because if I don't have that mindset already to begin with, you're probably already off to a bad start. If you're out here looking at the water, you're looking, you can't do that, by the way. You can't look at the negatives. Like no matter, life, but golf, you cannot look at the negatives. So, I mean, to be able to like step into something scary, I get it. I think it's because of golf that for me, no matter what stage I walk on, no matter what thing I'm hosting, nothing will be ever as scary as when I'm competing for money in front of a crowd. And so now you get to feel that little bit of pressure on the course.
I know, I'm a little nervous. So what do you tell yourself? So what keeps you calm?
I don't think anything will keep me calm. I mean, but there's always breathing exercises you could do, deep belly breaths to just help try and physically lower your heart rate. That's the best you can do. But literally, I hit before the nerves can hit. Like literally, that's all I could do. And I just trust that all that practice I did is enough. I can't stress about what's going to happen. I've done as much preparation as I could. And then I just go for it. And then I'm very accepting of whatever the situation is. Because the moment that I add more tension to me, that's when I'm going to fail. Like, I got to just be as relaxed and chill as possible in my brain and physically. So when you go to your match, you just got to, you really got to embody, the idea of, this is exciting and this is fun and this is my chance to, compete in something so different. Like, you've accomplished so much in your career. Now you can do something different in a different world. That's the way you got to approach it. If you don't hit it straight, guess what? You got how many more tries? 70 more tries, whatever, Yeah, I think that's the way I think of it, and that's what kind of keeps me going.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna
you
do everything.
Take it with you.
Breathe. It's gonna be an exercise for me. I think that's a fun part of this too.
As someone who has picked up golf a lot later in your life, and now you're so in love with it, what advice would you give other women to get into it, or if they've dabbled in it, to stick with it?
I think it has to be a fit for you,
right?
But if you do have some interest, I would say don't be afraid of it, because it can be intimidating, right? Especially at the beginning when you're not even making contact with the ball and you're like, I'll never be good at this sport. You might not be great. You might not go pro. You might not.
Yeah.
But you take a couple of lessons and you'll be surprised at how much you can play a full round with people who golf all the time. And I will tell you this, the best advice that I got early on when I first started golfing was from Natalie Gulbis, who I played with her at the Jeter tournament. And it was my first year playing. I had just started learning. I was 50-50 on even connecting with the ball. I'm fresh out there, trying to remember to keep my head down.
I love that it was her teaching you too.
And what happened was we got on the same team, and she said to me, you're too new for me to coach you at all. She goes, the only thing I'll tell you is keep a good pace. She said, if you can keep a good pace, you can play with anybody, and people will not be bothered that you're here. So you just hit the ball and go. Don't complain. Don't whine. Don't just do your best and whatever. And so, she didn't give me any tips, but that tip was amazing, because as I was growing and learning, I was not afraid to play with people who were better than me and more experienced, or I play with guys all the time. I don't care if they're better than me. I know I play. I hit the ball, I go. I hit the ball, I go. If I have a bad shot, I just go. If I have to pick up because everybody's moving, I pick up. It's fine. So I think pace is really important. And so once you learn that it takes some of the pressure off.
Yeah.
And it's a great game. And I think, take a lesson. Give it a shot.
Yeah. So now that you've been in the game and now that you're being, invited to all these events and whatnot, and you're kind of seeing golf for what it is, what is it that you think golf needs more of to like keep on growing?
I love the etiquette of golf, and I think it is to be respected, but I do sometimes like the stuffiness of some of the rules of like the apparel. Some places are stuffier than others.
For sure.
I prefer a more laxed environment. That's just me by nature anyway, who I am as a person. So I prefer a course or a place that's, okay, are you measuring my shorts where they are really? Like
some courses do that.
I know. This is not
dollar
my
bill from your knee.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
It's very triggering.
It's not my
whole growing up.
Yeah, it's not my that's not my favorite. So like that type of stuff I don't love, but I respect the culture and the etiquette and all that stuff about the game. So I don't want to judge that too much. But I would like to see just more effort for this to be an inclusive game and like effort.
Yeah.
Not just like, sure, come on. But like an effort to bring people to the table.
Yeah.
To show young kids of whatever race or gender that this could be a cool game for you. And here's some ways that you can go about learning and giving it a shot. And I think I'd like to see some of that for sure.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think there's like a lot of programs that are now coming up.
I see some happening.
Are you familiar with East Side Golf?
Of course.
Yeah. Like
what they're doing is great.
Yeah. They're really like, of course they're a brand, but they're very community focused
for sure.
First. And there's like now a lot of these like young programs that are coming up, which is good. But it's just wild because like when I was younger, I didn't have that, right? Like as a little Filipino girl in a very posh sport, I had to very much grow up very fast because it was a very different environment. But it
is changing.
It is very much changing.
For sure.
Like to see people like you even get into the game, like even seeing people in hip hop and the hip hop culture get into golf, like that is so exciting for me. Do you know how many events I had to go to and listen to country and only country? I love country people. It's just... it's not my thing. Like, I love that Schoolboy Q is golfing.
Not only is he golfing, he's actually an incredible golfer. Do you know that?
Yeah.
He's like a real golfer.
Right.
He's not one of these like, he's not of the new class of like, we're just learning how to golf. He's actually a really great golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like.
I'm dying to golf with him. I haven't. We've only been on a practice range together.
Oh, really? So you hit balls with him?
I hit balls with him
okay.
and he said my swing looked good and I was watching him and we rode a cart back to the start, but I haven't played with him yet. But he's definitely on my list of people I want to golf with for sure.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so like these next batch of questions, I think are probably more for me as a host that is trying to get into it.
You're doing great, by the way.
I appreciate you.
No, you're amazing.
Thank you. It's not easy, but like, what is your prep like before you have a big interview?
Yeah, I do a lot of research.
Okay,
I make sure that I know what they're doing, what they've done, whoever I'm talking to, what's important to them. And I kind of do a deep dive and then I throw it away. Because you have to be present with people.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have an agenda, you're like, oh God, I want to talk to this girl about this album because she blah, blah, blah. And then she could come in and say, I'm having the most challenging day and here's why.
Right.
And if you're not present with your guest and go on the ride that they want to go on, sometimes you miss the opportunity to really get to know someone or really let your audience get to know someone. So I think it's important to be informed so that you can lead the conversation if you need to, but you also have to be present enough that you can ride the train with them where they are. So I think just being mindful of that is definitely a thing. But you did great today. I feel like you had like an opening segment that was fun and then you had your point. You had your points, but you went with me. You didn't like stop me short to get to your point, which sometimes people do. So that's good.
Yeah, I mean, there's like an art to this, and I don't really think people really just see how much goes into it. Like, do you get nervous at all anymore for the things you do?
It's not really nervous. It's sometimes I don't like to feel unprepared. If I'm not prepared for something, that takes me to a bad place. I feel like that will make me feel jittery and uncomfortable if I'm like thrown into something and I'm unprepared. That I don't like. I don't think it's so much nervous. I don't want to miss the opportunity to make something great with someone for something that I forgot or missed. So that's why I try to over prepare
I'm the same way.
Right, because I don't want to miss that opportunity. Because then they walk out when it's over and I'm like, you know what I should have talked to them about? Would have been amazing. And then it's over. I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
So it's more of that. It's more of like, I want to make sure that we're getting what we're supposed to get out of this moment. So I think people should, and not just for me, but I think in general, like, should appreciate when someone can hold a great conversation, which you are doing today.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much.
How many episodes have you done already?
I think that you're my eighth.
Okay.
You're my 8th episode, but I've had some pretty good guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had Cheyenne on, right?
I had Cheyenne Woods, and she did such an incredible job, and she shared some incredible moments with me.
Can I tell you a story about her?
Yes.
So I told you I was friends with the Sabathias, with Cece and Amber. So I was at their house for, I think it was Cece's birthday or something, and I told you, I'm the golf recruiter #1. Like anybody I meet that even remotely wants to look. So she was there. She had just had a baby. I didn't know who she was. So the conversation of golf comes up by the bar.
Yeah.
And now I'm putting on a show. Like, I'm the golfer here. Like, I'm acting like I'm putting everybody on to like, oh my God, you got to come, you got to golf. And then she's like, oh, you golf? That's great. Whatever. So she's talking to me like, oh yeah, we're talking. And I was like, so do you golf? And she was like, yeah, I do. I was like, oh, good. So you just got to stay at it. And if you ever want to come golf with me, I've only been golfing for like a year and a half, but you can come. And I was like giving her tips on how to golf.
Not the motivation to stay in it.
And then my girlfriend came over. She was like, please stop. I was like, what? What did I do? She was like, this is Cheyenne Woods.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, so you have golfed then. Then you have
a couple times.
You have golfed a couple of times, and so sorry about that. But she was so lovely, and she let me go on and on about my golfing and how she could come and be a guest of mine, and she should try again. She should give it another shot. And yeah, that was not my finest moment. But it just goes to show I'm really about this life. I'm really about this recruitment life.
You're so committed.
I'm so committed.
You're so committed.
And she was lovely, and I'm sure she was a great guest on the show.
She was a great guest. Cheyenne, if you remember this moment.
I'm sure she does, because it was pretty funny.
Angie's sorry.
She's great too. And I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, really sorry.
Last question, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on the golf course.
That's right.
And at Angie Martinez on socials. And I'm on the afternoon drives in New York, Power 105.1. And my podcast, Angie Martinez IRL in real life. And I have some projects coming up, which are really exciting, which I will tell you on TikTok and Instagram and all the socials. I'll keep everybody informed. So
amazing. Please do.
Thanks,
Angie, thank
baby.
you so much for joining the party.
Thank you. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a party.
It is a party.
And I got a master's hat.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you, baby.